side in a moment. Once again, you will see the London Eye. So if you want to get a picture of the eye, then do keep those cameras and phones at the ready for that picture. As I say, last entry onto the London Eye today is at 1 o'clock. Last entry into the Sea Life London Aquarium, London Dungeon and Shrek's Adventure London is at 3 o'clock. Okay.
Hey, you don't mind taking pictures for us?
And a very good morning to those of you who have joined us recently. Welcome to our
I'm doing
tour.
Facebook Live.
This is a Red Tour. Good morning. My name is Leanne. Hello, I'll be your tour guide. And downstairs driving is Steve. And have a look to your left-hand side now, ladies and gentlemen. Here is the London Eye. There we go. So, London Eye opened in the year 2000 to commemorate the millennium. And originally, London Eye was only meant to be here for 5 years. But it became one of London's most popular and most recognisable attractions, and they had to keep it. So the London Eye is now 16 years old. Oh my goodness, crazy times. And as I say, it shuts at 1 o'clock today. And it's very nice to go on the eye when it's a nice day. From the top of the eye, you can see up to 25 miles on a clear day. So not like today, you won't see anything. But if you are thinking about going on the eye, go at night time when it's dark. It's really nice to see London from above at night time. It's very lovely. And we're going to head on to the bridge now. And this will also be closed later. The fireworks are ticketed now. You have to have had a ticket.
Oh, there's
So
two
if you've got a
IMAX.
ticket, you're not
Two
getting in.
IMAX.
It used to be
One
free.
in
It used to be
Leicester
free for
Square,
all.
right.
They had to change that. It gets very busy.
Oh.
Depending on what
Okay.
price your ticket you've bought will depend on where you get to stand. So it's lots of different areas. The green area, the pink area, the blue area, the yellow area, all the areas. So yes. So it's very busy down here. We've got the BFI IMAX cinema ahead of us here. This has got the biggest cinema screen in the United Kingdom. Is inside of the cinema here on your right, 26 metres by 20 metres. The cinema screen in there. And have a little look between these buildings here on the left. It might make for a good photo. Depends how bad the fog is. You'll get quite a nice photo of the eye just through this gap here on the left. So maybe, I don't know, we'll have a look and see if it's any good or whether it's worth taking a picture. Oh yeah, it's very atmospheric. Yeah, it's lovely. Yes. There we go. So we're coming on to the Waterloo Bridge now. This bridge is known as the Ladies' Bridge because this bridge was built by women. Woohoo! Girl power! Yeah, we rock! So, to your left-hand side there is the City of Westminster, 1,000 years old, home to royalty and government. And to your right-hand side, what you can see is the City of London, 2,000 years old, home to architecture. St. Paul's Cathedral there today, which is good. So that is where we're heading to next. Which is stop number 15, which will be for Covent Garden Market, Somerset House, which is just here on the right. And also if you'd like to change onto the green tour, which takes you up to the north of London towards the British Library and the British Museum, and also up to King's Cross and Euston stations. And all the routes on your map are included in your ticket. You can use any of the routes, the red one, the blue one, the green one, the purple one, the river cruise, the walking tours. It's all included, it's all inclusive. Yeah, it's like a holiday. Well, it is a holiday, you're on holiday, but it's like one of those all-inclusive holidays. Anyway, so yes, use us, because that's what we're here for. On the right here is Somerset House. This was the first purpose-built office block here in London, and in the middle of Somerset House is a huge courtyard, and that's where they've got the ice rink at the moment, the big Somerset House ice rink, which looks very nice. There's a couple of galleries in Somerset House as well. And there's a big exhibition on just now called Hair by Sam McKnight, who's a very famous hairdresser. There's a big exhibition of his work at Somerset House at the moment. And straight ahead of us is up to Covent Garden, which is a great place to go to eat. Lots of restaurants and cafes up at Covent Garden Market, of course, up there as well. And also the London Transport Museum is up there if you're going to the Bond in Motion exhibition, which is the exhibition of all the James Bond vehicles. That's up there. And also the Royal Opera House is up in Covent Garden as well. Would anybody like to get off here from Covent Garden or to change onto the green tour? No. Okay, lovely. Up to the left here is Drury Lane. Covent Garden is also another big theatre area. We've got a couple of theatres on Drury Lane, including the oldest working theatre in London, the Theatre Royal, Drury Lane, which is currently home to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory for a couple more weeks. It's shutting in a couple of weeks' time. So that's on up there. We've also got the Novello Theatre where Mamma Mia is on. Also the Duchess Theatre where the Play That Goes Wrong is on. And the Duke of York's as well, which is very nice. Lots of theatres in London, lots of great shows. And we're going to head to St Paul's Cathedral now. That'll be our next stop. Good morning, morning. Hello to those of you just joining us here at Covent Garden. Welcome to your big bus tour. This is a red tour. Good morning. My name is Leanne. Hello, I'll be your tour guide. And downstairs driving is Steve. On your left here is the Waldorf Hotel, designed in 1918 by Marshall Mackenzie, who also did the interior for the Titanic. He designed that hotel. Aldwych Theatre there on the left, where Beautiful, the Carole King musical, is on. And up to the left there is up to the Kingsway. That's up to the north of London, so if you take the green tour, you'd be heading up that way. Got the London School of Economics here on your left-hand side, a very popular university here in London on your left. And on your right-hand side here, we've got the Australian High Commission. Now, for any Harry Potter fans on the bus, this is where they filmed the Gringotts Bank scenes of the Harry Potter movies. It was in that building there on the right-hand side. Ahead of me here, this church is St Clement Danes. You might know the little ditty. Oranges and lemons, sing the bells of St Clement's. That's it there on the right. And that's the parish of the RAF, the Royal Air Force. On the left here, we've got the Royal Courts of Justice. And on the right there, the Twinings Tea Shop, the oldest trading shop here in London. It's been there since 1706. And we're passing by the Dragon. What the Dragon means is we're leaving the city of Westminster and coming into the city of London. This is the old London, the original London. 2,000 years old, this area of London. And on the left there is one of the many very good pubs on this street. It's the old Bank of England. Now, it literally used to be the old Bank of England, but it's now a pub. All the interior is still the same inside as it was when it was a bank. It is beautiful. Go. It's very nice. On the right-hand side here, this Tudor building is the only building on the street that survived the Great Fire of London back in 1666. Another very nice pub here on the right, the Old Cock Tavern. I love that building. This one's been squished. It's great. We've got Fetter Lane is up to the left here. This is where the Great Fire of London ended back in 1666. It's just up there to the left. I'll tell you a little bit more about that soon. And we are currently on Fleet Street. That's where we are just now. And as we head down, coming into view now, is the dome of St Paul's Cathedral. There we go. On the right there, the red painted building is the Tipperary, the first Irish pub here in London. And on your left there is the old Cheshire Cheese, which is a very old pub. There are 9 bars and 3 restaurants in the old Cheshire Cheese. It is a great place to go if you want to have a conversation with somebody, because there's no phone signal or Wi-Fi in that pub. It's great, you can actually talk to people. It's very nice. Excuse me. So, we're going to head up the hill to our next stop now, which will be stop number 16. And this will be for St Paul's Cathedral. If you'd like to do the tour of St Paul's Cathedral, we do sell tickets at the next stop. It's £18 to do the tour of St Paul's Cathedral. It's absolutely beautiful, highly recommend. This is also the stop to get off at if you want to cross the Thames, if you want to cross the Millennium Bridge, if you want to get to the Tate Modern Art Gallery, to Shakespeare's Globe Theatre, to the Shard or Borough Market, which was without a doubt the best food market in London. It's right next to the Southbank Cathedral, and it's very nice. So if you want to go to Tate Modern, the Globe Theatre, or the Shard or Borough Market, then please alight at this next stop as well. Coming up Ludgate Hill now, on our way up to St Paul's Cathedral. Down the next street on the left is a street called Old Bailey, and that is where you will find the Old Bailey, the central criminal courts here in London. Lots of very horrible trials, mostly murders, have happened at the Old Bailey. So if you fancy going to watch a trial, then you can go there. It is open to the public. You go in and watch the trials, but that's a very happy way to spend your time in London, I would say. Anyway, unless you're interested in that. Okay, anybody want to get off here for St Paul's, Millennium Bridge, Tate Modern, Globe Theatre or Shard? I'll take your silence as a no. Okay, good. Okay, so the next stop after here will be at the Tower of London. And ladies and gentlemen, you're very lucky because Tower Bridge has been closed for quite some time, but they have reopened it early. You will get to cross Tower Bridge today! Woo!
Yay!
Buzzing! It wasn't meant to be open until tomorrow, so you're welcome. So, this is St Paul's Cathedral, ladies and gentlemen, version 2. This is not the original St Paul's Cathedral because it burnt down in the Great Fire of London. Sad times. So this is St Paul's Cathedral version 2.0. And this cathedral was designed by a man called Sir Christopher Wren. It took 35 years to build St Paul's Cathedral. It's 365 feet tall, 1 foot for each day of the year. And if you do the tour of St Paul's, you can climb all the way up to the top, to the Golden Gallery. But the only way is up, and the only way up is to walk. 550 steps up, and 550 steps all the way back down again. Far. That's the Millennium Bridge over there on the right. That's where the Tate Modern Art Gallery is. Now the lights are at red, and those of you in the back of the bus on the top have got a wonderful view of St Paul's right behind you. So take a photo, okay? Because it's great. It's very dramatic with that foggy skies. And if you do take any good photos on the bus, do post them on social media. I'm sure some of you have got some social media platforms. If you've got Twitter or Instagram, we'd love to see your pictures. So do post them online. You can use some of our hashtags. We'll do like that. Hashtag Big Bus Tours, obviously. Hashtag Big Bus London, obviously. Hashtag Big Bus Selfie. Take a selfie on the bus. Hashtag Big Bus Selfie. And my own hashtags. I'm that cool. I've got my own hashtag. Hashtag Big Bus Leanne. Oh yes, I've got my own hashtag, Living the Dream. Leanne, Big Bus Leanne. See you online. Lovely. And if you don't want me to see your photos, don't tag them. Simples. But I like to see them, and they like to see them at Big Bus, and sometimes they'll like use them for stuff. Ooh. They won't give you any money for it. They'll just be like, this is a great picture, somebody took on the bus. And you'll be famous all around the world, because we're global, you know. That's another thing I meant to say. If you are ever going to be going anywhere else where we have Big Bus, keep your tickets, you will get discount. We are all over the world. We're in Paris, we're in Rome, we're in Vienna, we're in San Francisco, we're in Miami, we're in New York, we're in Abu Dhabi, we're in Istanbul. We're quite widespread, so don't lose your tickets, because if you go to any of those other places, you can get discount. Yeah, so keep them in a safe place. You knew that? Well, that's good. I'm glad you knew that. But you didn't do it. No! Damn it! Next time, if you go somewhere else where there's Big Bus, because there's lots. We're coming down Queen Victoria Street now. The building that's ahead of you, it's got the pillars on the front. That's the Royal Exchange. And that is where they used to set the exchange rates, was in the Royal Exchange. But not anymore. It's a very luxury shopping arcade now. Lots of very fancy shops in there. The building that's to the right, not this dark brown building, but this kind of lighter stone building, That's the Mansion House. And the Mansion House is the home of the Lord Mayor of London. So there's two different mayors. There's the Mayor of London. His name is Sadiq Khan. He doesn't live here. He's not the Lord Mayor. There's two different ones. The Lord Mayor basically kind of oversees this area of London, the city of London. This is his or her domain. He looks after this area. And the Queen has to be invited to the city of London because this is not her domain. And you know that dragon that we passed earlier, some of you who were on the bus. The dragon is where Lord Mayor will meet the Queen to take her into the city, and he always offers her the sword as protection, and the Queen's like, yo, I've been the Queen for 63 years, I don't need no sword to protect myself. So she always refuses the sword, and then they come into the city. You can kind of see a little bit of the cheese grater. It's straight on one side and diagonal on the other side. We call that building the cheese grater, except it's a bit foggy, so we can't really see all of it, unfortunately. That's Mansion House there on the right. And the other building you can kind of see a little bit of down to the right there is the building that's known as the walkie-talkie, because it looks like a walkie-talkie. Up at the top there is a Sky Garden, which is free to go to. You just have to book a time online. So if you want to go up the walkie-talkie, then you can book a time online. You'd be devastated if you went up today. You wouldn't even see anything. It'd be a bit rubbish. Good job, it's free. So we're going to head down here, the street, which the name has gone from my head. So, walkie-talkie down there to the left. There it is. And that building is also known as the Skyscraper. You might have read a story a couple of years ago that when they were building that building, they were building it on a funny angle. And what happened is the sun was hitting that building at a particular angle and then was hitting the cars on the street, and the cars melted. Oh dear. You'd be pretty gutted if you came back from your work and the cars melted. Ahead of you there, the column has got the big gold structure on the top. That is the monument to the Great Fire of London, which was built in 1667, also by Sir Christopher Wren, who built St Paul's Cathedral. You can climb up there as well. 311 steps up and 311 steps back down again. So, we are going to head onto the bridge. Ladies and gentlemen, please get your cameras ready on the left-hand side, because first of all, you can take a picture of the monument. If you want, you can take a picture of the monument. Give them a wave if there's anyone at the top. They might wave back, they might not. I don't know. But ladies and gentlemen, there are many bridges in London. The Waterloo Bridge, the Westminster Bridge, the Blackfriars Bridge, the Southbank Bridge, the Lambeth Bridge. But ladies and gentlemen, please turn your eyes and your cameras to the left-hand side for the one, the only Tower Bridge! Dun, 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 dun. There it is. And we will be crossing that bridge very soon. Woo! Just me that's excited about that. Okay, never mind. So that one is Tower Bridge. It's made of towers. It's next to the Tower of London, Tower Bridge. This one that we're on just now is that very famous bridge, London Bridge. This is London Bridge. London Bridge is falling down, but not today. Hopefully it will be in the Thames. It may be really wet, and that would be very good, because then you'd all be really upset and you'd all ask for a refund. That really awkward year we were in jail. Anyway. No need to clap, thanks very much. So, that's London Bridge. The other one is Tower Bridge, which we will be crossing very soon. So you can see the silver dragons. There's the dragons, which means we're leaving the City of London. Bye, City of London. And we're coming into this next area, which is the Borough of Southbank. London Bridge station there on the left, and down there to the right is Southbank Cathedral, and that is where Borough Market is, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if I can vouch for one thing to do in London is to go to Borough Market, because it's amazing. It's not on tomorrow though, because it's Sunday. But please, if you have time, go. That's the entrance just there, Borough Market. It is the best food market in London. It's amazing. If you want to try awesome food and local food, then go there. It's mega. Oh, and also the Shard, but who really cares about that? Anyway, Borough Market's far more important. It's also just down there, just where that Southbank Tavern is, down there, is where Bridget Jones's flat is? It's just down there. There's a little pub down there, and that's where it is, Bridget Jones's flat, if you're a Bridget fan. So we're coming down Borough High Street now. And we're going to doing a big loop, basically, just to get to the Tower Bridge. I haven't been down here for quite a while, so I'm just trying to remember the things I used to talk about. There's lots of shops down here. Yeah. Oh no, I remember now. It's been because Tower Bridge has been closed for a while.
When we reach Tower Bridge, we switch.
So many facts. So this area is called Southbank, or you might have seen it and thought it was pronounced Southwark. That is kind of true, because Southwark or Southwark means Southwark. This is where the work used to be in the south of London. Southwark, Southwark, but it's pronounced Southwark. Just to confuse everyone.
No, it's okay.
I don't know why, just being complicated. And the London Bridge, which we just crossed, used to have gates on it. And they used to close the gates at a certain time so that people couldn't cross over the bridge. Because of course they had too much to drink and they usually river. So they closed the gates, and you'd want to be locked in on this side of the river, because this is where all the pubs were, in the south of London, the Southwark, Southwark. And this is also where the cockerel fighting used to happen. They used to bet on cockerels, and two cockerels would fight each other to decide who was the best cock or rock. So that used to happen down here. Long before the horses, it was all about the cockerels, so there we go. Yes, lovely. So we're going to head down Great Dover Street now. We are kind of in a residential area of London at the moment, so we're in the south of London. I don't know if you can see the Shard line today. Usually you can see it there. Can you see it? A little bit. Yeah, Shard. So we're coming along Great Dover Street now, and as I say, around London's history, many bad things have happened, and especially in the 1660s, there were two pretty tragic events that happened in 2 consecutive years. And the first event that happened was in 1665, the Great Plague of London. So of course, back in the day, there was no such thing as a flushing toilet. Oh dear. So everybody had to do their pee-pees and their poo-poos, whatever they fancied. In the street, in the river, whatever the nature called, they just dropped their trousers and dropped their load. And this made London a very smelly, a very dirty place to live. And then what happened is all the rats got covered in all the feces and pee, and then the fleas jumped onto the rats, and the rats and the fleas spread the plague around London. Now, if you caught the plague, you'd be locked in your house with a big red cross on your door for 40 days and 40 nights, so people knew not to come and visit you, because the plague was very contagious. And if you caught the plague, you get this horrible red rash all over your body, and these little buboes, which were these little spots that would bleed internally. Lovely. Not very nice, no. And it was very, very contagious, so that's why you were locked in your home for 40 days and 40 nights. And unfortunately, many people died from the plague, and because they had the plague, they didn't want to just bury them in a graveyard, because they were like, oh no, we bury them in a graveyard, the plague come back, oh no. So what they did is they buried all the plague victims underground. So if you've been on the underground, perhaps, I don't know, anybody been on the underground since they've been in London? A couple of you perhaps? They make an announcement on the tube. They've been doing this for 150 years, and the announcement goes, mind the gap. Mind the gap. Now the reason that they were originally telling you to mind the gap is, as I say, they had to bury all the bodies underground. So over 150 years ago now, when they were building the underground, they didn't want to disturb all the dead plaguey bodies, because they were very superstitious and like, oh no, if we touch a plaguey body, then London will be riddled with plague. So they had to build the underground around all the plague pits. So the reason people were telling them to mind the gap is because if you fell into the gap, you were going to fall into a plague pit next to all the dead plaguey bodies. So yeah, not so much anymore obviously. If you fall in the gap now, it just really hurts. Touch wood, I've never done it yet. So that was in 1665, and then the year after, in 1666, was the Great Fire of London. Oh my goodness, poor London just couldn't catch a break. Dear me. So at 2 a.m. on the 2nd of September 1666, there was a man called Thomas Fariner who had a bakery on a very conveniently named street. He had a bakery on Pudding Lane. How convenient. And at 2 a.m. in the morning, he was rudely awoken by his maid, who told him that the ovens were on fire. Oh dear. Now back in the day, all the buildings were made from wood, and of course wood and fire are very good friends. Yeah. So all the buildings went on fire in the City of London. And the Great Fire of London lasted for 4 days and 5 nights and destroyed 4/5 of the City of London. So the whole of the City of London was pretty much destroyed by the fire, because the City of London isn't a very big area. It's only a square mile, so it's quite a small area of London, original London. So yes, so that was in 1666. It was a pretty bad 2 years for London. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are coming up to the Tower Bridge. How exciting, very exciting for me, and a little bit exciting for you, because I'm obviously far more excited than you are, which is totally fine. So yes, so there is the Tower Bridge. So, the story of the Tower Bridge is, you see, back in the day, the big cargo ships used to come down the Thames and drop cargo off at the docks at the Hayes Wharf. And the only bridge that used to be at this end of the river was the London Bridge. So it was a very, very busy bridge. So in the 1800s, in the late 1800s, they decided that they wanted to build another bridge to ease congestion. However, of course, they had to take into consideration that all the big ships needed to come into the Hayes Wharf. So what they did is they couldn't be bothered to come up with a design themselves, the council, so they asked the public to come up with some ideas. So they had a little competition to design a new bridge that could accommodate pedestrians, that could accommodate traffic, and that could accommodate boats. And this was the winner! And it was designed by a man called Horace Jones. Now, here's the funny bit. When people found out that Horace Jones had won the competition, they were mighty ticked off. Because you see, Horace Jones was one of the judges of the competition. Oh dear. So it was highly, highly biased. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I will need to ask you to sit down on the top of the bus, because if you fall over the side of the bridge, awkward Sammy. Oh, sit down, oh, sit down, oh, sit down. So, we're on the bridge that was designed in 1894 by Horace Jones. And above your heads, you will see the walkways that pedestrians used to walk on. Two bits are the lifting platforms that lift up and down to let the tall ships through. Now, you can go up into those walkways as part of the Tower Bridge exhibition. How good is that? Amazing. And where all those boats are, that is where you will pick up your river cruise. Your free river cruise, that's where you'll pick it up, and I'll tell you how to get down there in just a moment. But before I tell you about that, here on the left is the oldest building in London, the Tower of London. This is the Tower of London here on the left hand side, and it was designed by our first King of England, William the Conqueror, back in 1066, and it was finished in 1078. And the bit that he built was the bit in the middle with the 4 pillars, the White Tower. So that's the original Tower of London, and then the inner wall was added on by Henry III, and the outer wall was added on by Edward I for a bit of extra security. Now, the Tower of London has been many things. It's been a royal castle. It is a castle. It's the only castle in London, because you have to be a castle. You're a castle if you have a moat around your building. That is how you get castle status. But they've drained the moat because it was very smelly. Somebody was peeing and pooing in it. So they drained it. So yes, it's been a royal residence. It's been the Royal Mint. This is where they used to make money. It was here at the tower. It's been a place of execution. Many people have had their heads chopped off here. It also used to be the zoo. And it's now the home of the Crown Jewels. So if you want to see the Queen's jewels, then you'll need to buy a ticket for the Tower of London, which is open today but closed tomorrow. Okay, it's not open tomorrow, so if you're going, go today. And you can buy tickets from the next stop for a discount. You will also get fast track entrance, so you can skip the queues. Woohoo! Happy days. So, if you want to get to the Tower of London or the river cruise, now your river cruise ticket is on the yellow ticket. Looks like a big receipt. if you haven't got the yellow ticket yet and you want to get on the river cruise, please make sure you speak to my colleague on the street. He's wearing the same clothes as me. Or she.
Get one
There looks like two guys, I'm guessing.
Okay.
Then please make sure you get your yellow ticket before you get on the cruise. No yellow ticket, no river cruise. Simples. Okay?
Yeah, you want to go?
So to get to the Tower of London or the river cruise, once you get off the bus, you will turn right, follow the pavement along, and when you get to the grey building that says Tower of London, go down the hill to the pier and the Tower of London entrance. If you want to get back on the bridge, then turn left. This is stop 18. Thank you very much. Have a lovely New Year's Eve and Happy New Year, and I'll maybe see you next year. Who knows? You never know. We may meet again. Maybe today. You might see me again today, you poor souls. So that's the Tower of London there on your left hand side.
You're still under continuous shooting.
Oh, is it?
So it's okay. So long as you press the shutter, it will rapid.
But it's a bit
So you don't need to worry about movement.
It's a bit daunting to me.
Because if you just take one shot, so there's a chance that this.
Oh, are they okay down there?
Should be.
You want to go and take some photos of them?
No, it's okay. Should be okay.
You see them every day.
Yeah. Hey, where do you want to get off?
I thought you want to get out at Hyde Park. Yeah.
How is it, Dennis?
What?
Should we get off at Hyde Park?
Hyde Park sounds like a good idea. Because then you can go to Harrods.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get it out of the way.
Then we can go to Hard Rock first.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you know what Hard Rock is? I don't know.
But the only downside is that all those things will be open at night time. So if you have to do something that you have to do in daylight, you can skip that one first.
Okay.
No, let's go to Hyde Park. It's quite good.
Okay.
Yeah. There's halal kebab around there. But if you still want Italian Jamie Oliver, so we'll sit for Italy.
We are on the red tour, right?
Yeah, open up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so the fins and what's specialty? Alright. Okay. So we started where?
We started at
Here.
Yeah,
Oh,
Westminster
we've been
Bridge.
this bit. So we were there. So we went that way. Blackfriars Cannon Street. Have you been to Cannon Street? Yeah, London Tower Bridge. So we're here.
Yeah.
Oh my God, there's still a lot to go. Here, and then we go here, and then we go to the city bit.
What's this?
Yeah.
What's this?
What is that?
What's that?
I don't know. I think
That's St.
15.
Paul.
15 is Covent Garden.
Oh.
So
Oh,
we
right,
we were here, and then we went that way.
Yeah.
And I think we went that way, and then we crossed that bit, and then we're here.
Yeah.
So we are here, and then where is Hyde Park? Here.
So we still have quite a bit to go. We have all
The
of it
only
to go.
thing is that if we get off here, then we're missing Buckingham Palace.
We've seen already the palace. It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Fine.
because you saw the change in the
Okay,
guide
so we
yesterday,
stop
didn't
here.
you?
Yeah.
So then what we're missing is just this bit, which is nothing.
Yeah,
just
there's
nothing.
nothing in this bit. Yeah.
So we'll start.
So we saw at where?
28.
Marble Arch.
Yeah.
Is it
yeah,
Marble Arch, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
This is just, wait. What do you think, Dennis? Should we? This is the iconic bit. Like this is iconic. So there's Marble
Yeah,
Arch.
Marble
We'll start
Arch,
with Marble
yeah.
Arch. And then we have to walk though. Where is Harrods?
Knightsbridge.
Harrods is here. Somewhere here. There.
Is it?
Knightsbridge,
Somewhere here.
Yeah. Here we go. So I think we have to walk right across. I can't remember where the halal place is. Oh yeah, the halal
Hello, London!
halal kebab is around here. So
Hi! One guy is with me. Welcome aboard your Big Bus Tour. This is the Red Tour. Live guided commentary. Only Scottish, I'm afraid. No other languages are available. Terribly sorry. If you need another language, you need to get on a Blue tour, which provides commentary in 12 different languages. So this is stop 18. We've just left Tower of London there on the left, the oldest building in London, the only castle in London. And we've got the ice rink down there as well. Lots of ice rinks throughout London because it is the festive period. There's one here, there's one at Somerset House, there's one at the Natural History Museum, there's one in Winter Wonderland, of course, and many other ones, should you wish to go ice skating whilst you're here in London. And that is the way to get down to the river cruise, is down to the river. Funnily enough, you pick your river cruise up on the river. I bet you'd have never guessed that. It's amazing how many people will ask me where to get the river cruise. It's quite funny. So that is where it will drop you off if you take it from Westminster, which you're going to do later on. So we are heading back to Westminster now. On your right hand side here is a lovely named pub. It's called the Hung, Drawn and Quartered. What a lovely name for a pub. It's basically how you were tortured and killed back in the day. You had it until you were nearly dead, and then you'd be drawn so your body was cut in half, and all your insides were pulled out, and you were definitely left and you were tortured. Each of your arms and legs was attached to a horse, and the 4 horses pulled your body into quarters. Enjoy your lunch. So that is a good kill. That's how Guy Fawkes was killed. He was part of the gunpowder plot of 1605. So we're heading along Lower Thames Street now, back towards the Houses of Parliament. That will be our next stop. Coming under the London Bridge now, so we'll be over the London Bridge, and now we're coming under the London Bridge. There's actually 2 London bridges in the world, the one here, of course, and there's also a London Bridge in America, in Lake Havasu City in Arizona. Back in 1968, the McCulloch family bought the London Bridge for $1 million. Wow. So there's one of them over in America as well. So if you'd like to cross another London Bridge, go to America, because you'll be one of the very few people who've probably done it. Coming under the Cannon Bridge now, which is a rail bridge, that one. And on the right here is a very nice church called St. Michael Paternoster Royal. And that was one of the many churches that was rebuilt after the Great Fire of London back in 1666. So what's going to happen now is we're going to go under a very big tunnel, and those of you who've been with me for a while will know I've been talking for quite a long time. You guys will know. I'm going to have a little break while we go into the tunnel, because you won't hear me anyway. Please remain seated and hold on to any loose items, any hats or scarves or anything if you're outside. Okay? I'll talk to you on the other side. Okay, bye! As you come out the tunnel, on your left hand side there is the Millennium Bridge and Tate Modern Art Gallery. Tate Modern Art Gallery used to be the backside power station, which has a very big chimney. It used to be a power station. Going under the Blackfriars Road Bridge now. Woo! I love today because there's hardly any traffic. Got the City of London School here on the right. That's where Daniel Radcliffe went to school, aka Harry Potter, before he went to Hogwarts. He went to the City of London School. And we're coming along the embankment now. Over on the left there's the old Oxo Stock Cube factory. Over there on the left, that's what used to be Oxo Stock Cube. It's not anymore, it's all fancy apartments and whatnot. Please sit down while the bus is moving, thank you! On the right hand side here we've got the Inner and Middle Temple. This is where you can train to be a barrister. Tony Blair, former Prime Minister, studies here, and also Mahatma Gandhi, he studied at the Inner and Middle Temple. And here's the Silver Dragons again. We're back in the City of London, and now we're leaving it again for the last time. And we're heading back to the City of Westminster. That's where we are now. 1,000 years old, this area of London, home to royalty and government. And this will all be closed later on for the fireworks. And do you know where you're standing for the fireworks tonight? Do you know what area you're in? Oh, you're going to be in the... Oh, lovely. Is anybody else going to the fireworks tonight? Anybody going to the fireworks in the eye? Where are you standing? Do you know where you're standing? You're on the boat as well. Oh, maybe you're on the same boat. Right, yeah. You guys are sensible. Get on the boat. That's a lovely idea. I'll be in. So I'll think for you. I'll pretend if they go to. But now we go live to the boat. Woo! So yeah. So Somerset House here on the right. Beautiful building. Coming under the Waterloo Bridge, the Ladies Bridge, built by the ladies of London in 1942. The second building here on the right is the Savoy Hotel. That was the first hotel in London to have en-suite bathrooms and electric lighting in a hotel. Oh, the luxury. I mean, that's a necessity now, but then, back then, that was like the height of luxury. We've got Cleopatra's Needle here on the left-hand side. This is a gift from our Egyptian friends many years ago. And then we've got the Royal Festival Hall over there on the left, the Southbank Centre. Lots of restaurants over on that side of the river. So if you're looking for somewhere to go and grab a bite to eat, maybe soon, then walk by the eye and walk along the Southbank. It's very nice.
No. Yeah, you're stopping
So
now.
our next stop will be number 19. This will be for Westminster Abbey, Houses of Parliament, and also if you want to take the river cruise back to the Tower of London. I know we've just been there, but you might want to go back on the cruise. I don't know. I cannot read your minds. On the left, we've got two lovely bar boats here. We've got the Ares Hispaniola and Tattershall Castle here on your left. And this area is the most expensive area to get a ticket for if you were standing this evening. I think it's like more than £100. It's ridiculous. We've got the beautiful Whitehall Court here on the right-hand side. This used to be the courts of Whitehall Palace. It's now a lovely hotel, the Royal Horse Guards Hotel, very expensive. And over there, once again, on the left, is the London Eye. I think the fog is lifting slightly. We need to get it to keep lifting. That would be advised.